Okay, well, welcome to week 12 of English 333. It's flying along. A couple of things before we get to the week's work. Number one is that I have returned to you your multimodal projects, and if you haven't gotten your feedback on that, it is in the WebCT portion of the class. If you look on the assignments tab, I returned to you a document, Word document that has a rubric with a score for your project, and then I also returned to you an MP3 file, which is, I just basically gave you my comments orally. I just spoke them and recorded them and attached that as a file. So if you haven't found those and examined my feedback for you, please do that. And you're welcome to get back to me with any questions or comments that you might have. Okay, so the work for this week. We're building up to this project where you're going to be writing a memorandum. And so the work that you've been doing, reading these articles, is leading up to that. So last week I had you look at what other people who had read the same articles as you did said in their write-ups, their annotations of those articles, and you were looking for places where they noticed stuff that you didn't notice and places where you had things in common. Okay, so this week you're going to be going beyond your own set of articles, and you're going to be looking at the annotated bibliography from your group about articles in the other sets that you didn't read. So if you read set 1, you'll be looking at the annotations for sets 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to be looking at your own group as well as one or two other groups, and you can choose who you're looking at and which ones you're looking at there. Again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to notice what the big ideas were in the other articles. What were the points that people saw and wrote about. So you're looking for new stuff from the articles that you did not read. You're also looking for connections. What were the things that other people saw in the articles they read that resonate with what you found in your own readings. Okay? So the first task is for you to do that and then to write up a blog entry about your findings. The second task is quite similar, but it's going to be asking you to combine. So you're going to be looking at, you're going to be making a new wiki page with the findings essentially of the inquiry. And so as a wiki page, it's going to be collaboratively written. It's going to be written by all of those in your group. And so your findings are going to be contributed, or you're going to contribute your findings to this page, and others are going to go to that same page, make some edits, make some changes, and things like that. So the details of those two tasks are available on the week 12 assignment sheet. So I think that should be pretty clear for you. The other thing that is that should be visible on the WebCT Vista page is a new folder with the memorandum to principal assignment on it, and that has a couple of things in it that you should be looking at. One is the assignment itself, which will give you sort of heads up of what it is that you're going to be doing, as well as a link to a sample memorandum. Now, the thing about this is that memorandums are oftentimes seen as these little short things that are like, oh, don't forget to, do X, Y, Z, or memorandum, somebody called, please call them back. A memorandum is also a more formal document. And I've got a link to one that I'd like you to look at. And I have disclaimers all over the page on it that say, warning, this is not, I'm not putting this on here for my political views or anything like that. The reason I say that is because the memorandum that is linked to is one that was written by Amnesty International, which is a highly politicized organization, and people have strong feelings about it one way or the other. And it's about policies in Iraq. And so I want to just let you know that I didn't choose it because of what it says. I chose it as an example because of the way that it works as a document. Okay, so that, what I want you to look at there is just the format of it, that they've written it in a way that introduces the topic, that gives context, that gives summaries of information, and then recommendations based on those summaries. And so the way that it works is it's really well constructed. So, like I said, I don't care if you read it and think, oh my gosh, this is the most horrible bit of political propaganda in the world, or if you read it and think, yeah, that's right, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm only interested in it really for the form. And if I could find a sort of more neutral one to link to that is effective in its form, I would, but I haven't found that yet. So anyway, so that's what the sample that's linked to is doing, and that's why I'm linking to it. So I think that it really provides a good model for how you can construct the assignment that you're being given. Okay. So the one thing else that depending on when you look at the assignment itself, the timeline, I haven't sat down enough to work out the exact days of when you're going to have it, a rough draft due, when the peer revision stuff is going to be due, that sort of thing. Okay, so that timeline on it will be updated when I get that settled. Okay, but the writing of the memorandum itself should not be overly difficult right now, because you've done so much prep work in the wiki in terms of finding all of the information, looking at it across many, many articles, and then you'll be synthesizing this list of essentially your findings, which are likely going to be things that you're going to choose from in making your recommendations in your own memorandum. So a whole lot of the legwork has already been done. So it should not be something that's too burdensome for you. Okay, well, that's it for right now from me. And if you have questions or things, please feel free to keep the channels of communication open. Go ahead and give me an email, call me at my office, do whatever you need to do. Okay, so thanks again. Keep up the hard work, and keep in touch.